Hey friend, God bless you this morning. Well, actually, it'll be morning when you get it. Right now, it's Saturday afternoon. I just got finished with the rehearsal. I'm out here at the park eating my plushie. I love this thing. Y'all know I love these things. Every time I come to Arlington, I get one. There's a place on Cooper. It's really good. And besides, it's really hot out here. It's like 105 degrees out here according to the temperature thing in the car. So this kind of keeps me cool. I'm out here waiting because in about another hour, I got to be on at the radio station. So I'm kind of chilling here at the park, vlogging, just to change the scenery a little bit. You hear two guys over there playing basketball. You hear noise in the background. There's a little breeze going on, so hopefully it doesn't distract the video. But today I want to talk about a pastor's heart. You saw the title. You saw the thumbnail. Jeremiah 3:15 says that God will give you shepherds after his own heart, pastors, so to speak. And these shepherds will feed you knowledge and understanding. So I'm not strictly talking about a man or a woman. I say man or woman because a woman can be a pastor. I don't have any issues with that. Because God can call a woman too. But I'm more so talking about someone who actually gets down in the trenches and works with the sheep. Yes, they're going to feed you with knowledge and understanding. They do that on Sunday. And not only should they do that on Sundays, but a true pastor will feed the sheep every day. Because and the sheep have a responsibility, right? Because if I only go get fed on Sunday, then I'll become malnutrition. So I'm talking about a man or woman of God who doesn't mind getting down into the dirt and smell like the sheep. We have a lot of pastors, a lot of big pastors. They're so disconnected to the body till they really don't know what's going on with their sheep. My question is that a true pastor? And I understand there are ministries so big where pastors can't really get to everyone, but I feel like every so often they should have like just little small group meetings, maybe meet with 300 in a small room this day, and then maybe next week meet with 300 more until you kind of get around with everyone. And some pastors probably do that, I don't know. But I hear a lot of members say, I don't even know my pastors. I go to the big church, I haven't even met my pastor. I do hear that quite often. But I'm talking about a pastor today who really have a love for the sheep, for the people of God. Say for an example, you're in a group of people and they're discussing how bad things are and what problems they have. We'll listen, but if it's a true pastor in that setting, that pastor's gonna come through and give a word. That pastor's gonna give some counsel. He's gonna go into pastor mode he's going into pastor mode if it's a true woman or man of God that's a pastor. That's what pastors do. That's the nature, the spiritual nature that God has placed in you. That's how you know you're called or chosen to that office. Because anytime there is a problem or there's an issue, that pastor gonna come through and do something. That's just the pastor in him or in her. And that's what you call a pastor's heart. A lot of people are just hirelings. They're pastoring churches and people just to get income, just to get money. You got people who go to school to be a pastor, who go to seminary. And there's nothing wrong with going to seminary, but make sure you have a pastor's heart, because I believe in all that get an understanding. So yes, I think that's appropriate to get the understanding, but just don't go to school just to say I'm going to pastor a big church so I can make money. I understand you need to make a living, but make sure that you have the right agenda. Make sure your priorities are right, and God will bless. If your priorities are right, God will bless you to have the income. Yes, I think pastors who work real hard should be taken care of by the members, but some pastors just go overboard and they just milk the members and try to get all they can out of them and buy so they can support this excessive luxurious lifestyle. Am I saying pastors shouldn't have a nice life? No, I'm not saying that, but I don't think pastors should go overboard and manipulate the sheep to get money out to support an excessive lifestyle. And if you're a true pastor, you're going to give of yourself. A pastor empties themselves. They are a servant. I don't know if some of you see me in the chat sometimes. I don't go in chats like I used, because we already talked about that. But when I was in a lot of chats, or if you see me in chats every now and then, if somebody says something to the effect that, hey, I'm going through something, I'm confused, or my loved one died or whatever, then you'll see me divert from whatever conversation I have. I'm going right to that person, hey, I'm praying for you, or God's peace. Because that's the pastor in me. When I see things like that, it automatically is something in me as a pastor that want to encourage and restore the people. I go into restorative mode really quickly when I see that, because of the heart that I have. Now, I don't pastor a church. I assist my pastor in a church. I'm an assistant pastor, but I'm a pastor in the body of Christ. I'm here on YouTube doing this. I'm pastoring. My family, my friends, I'm pastoring. See, a lot of people connect pastors with a church building. I'm not talking about that. You got a lot of men and women running church buildings, but they're not truly pastors. Are they in these nursing homes? Are they in these hospitals? Are they in these missions? Are they in these Salvation Armies? Are they on the street corners? Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. I'm challenging pastors. Y'all might want to check my video out. I talked about it a little bit, the mandate of a pastor. Go and check that out. I've always had a pastor's heart, even before I was declared a pastor. I remember when I was young, I'm always for the underdog and for the vulnerable. I've always been like that. I remember I was young, and you try to hang with the cool crowd, and cool people don't help people who handicap. I remember there was a handicapped students that couldn't open the door, and I think she had books, she was on crutches or whatever. This is just a little incident, and no one really helped her out. They kept closing the door. Well, I was the one that stood there and held the door open for that person. I didn't care if everybody else made fun of me or whatever, because that was just doing the right thing. I'm the type of person, if you have worms in you, you're laying down on the ground and everybody's walking by you, walking across you, and speculating and making fun and laughing, I'll be the one down there picking them out you, because I have a pastor's heart. I love the people. I love the sheep. When God said, I give you pastors after my own heart, that's what he's talking about. Somebody who will get down there and work with the sheep to make sure the sheep are okay. Even on YouTube, some of my subscribers, I don't have a few subscribers, but some of them reach out to me. They email me, Pastor, I want to run this by you. Tell me what you think. I need you to pray for me. I'm pastoring. That's what I do. I'm not here for the mess and the tearing people down. I'm here to build and to restore. So I like for you to call me if you have a question. I got people all the time saying, can you talk about this? I'm struggling with that. I'm going to keep you anonymous, and I'm not going to put your name out there. But as a pastor, I love to do that. That's what I'm called to do, to restore the people. So keep the questions coming. If you have any issues, if you need to talk, you got my email. I will respond, because that's what pastors do. And one thing with a pastor's heart, you have to be careful too, because when people realize that you have a heart for people, some people try to take advantage, because you got the wolves out there too. And I've been victimized by so many people taking advantage of my pastor attitude or personality and just abusing it and using it. And I had to learn over the years that you cannot tell everybody yes. God has given me the ability to see now by way of experience. Now I've experienced a lot of things. I know when people run in game now, because before I just opened the floodgates and like whosoever will, let him come. And there was some other stuff that came in. People try to manipulate and deceive and milk me and get what all they could out of me. But now, since I've learned, I've gotten discernment now over the years. So I know when I see a wolf. I know the enemy a mile away. I can see him. So true pastors, a person with a true pastor's heart, have to really be careful about that too. Friend, that's all I want to talk about. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for coming along. If you have any questions, email me. My email is in the description. In the meantime, in between time, be at peace and not in pieces. Till next time, my friend.